Hello everyone, it's Tsuki and we are back with the Let's Play. So, in the last video we went and finished up the Archer questline and unlocked Bard. We now have that at level 30 and yeah, we're now finished with that sort of side quest thing with Bard. Before we get back to the main story though, there are a couple things that we can still do. One of them being some of the optional dungeons. So we're here in Horizon slash, well, we're not in Horizon, we're in, what's this place called again? Vesper Bay, that's right. Vesper Bay, right outside the Waking Sands, and we have this guy here, Nedrick, and he's going to give us the quest to go unlock the Sunken Temple of Qarn. Now, the Sunken Temple of Qarn is, it's an optional dungeon that you get at level 35. It is rather important that you do this dungeon at some point, as you will need it to do your Grand Company hunting log, and I do believe you will need to finish your hunting log for your Grand Companies in order to keep ranking up in them. So there's a couple of things we need in the Sunken Temple of Qarn. Yeah. So there's a couple things we need in the Sunken Temple of Qarn. There should be an Eastern downland, maybe? No, wait. Eastern, that's Eastern land, that's where you go to unlock like Chimera and stuff. Not Chimera, Hydra. It should be in South Shroud, right? Yes, South Shroud. Next to Little Alamigo. And Sunken Temple of Qarn's really, Hawk Manor is like where dungeons start to get really interesting, in my opinion. Brayflox's Long Stop is where you start to notice healing starts to get a little bit more difficult. And Sunken Temple of Qarn is when dungeon mechanics really start to kick in. Like, you've had a little bit of dungeon mechanics, like, you know, kill the thing that's tethered to the boss, or go turn off the lamps in Hawk Manor, stuff like that. But Qarn is the first one that has like lots of different dungeon mechanics. You have mechanics built into mobs that you should be focusing down first, with like there'll be bees that will cast Final Sting, which will do a large amount of damage while sacrificing themselves, so it can usually lead to the tank dying if you don't focus it down first. You have things where you need to kill enemies on certain platforms in order to unlock doors. You have optional rooms where you pay attention to like different icons and things you places. That makes sense. You have secret rooms. You have a bunch of different boss mechanics that can go down. In fact, boss mechanics that can kill you if you don't pay attention to them. So yeah, Qarn is really the first difficult dungeon, I would say, because that's when the difficulty starts to ramp up and you really need to actually start paying attention to what you're doing. Otherwise, you will die. But yeah, Qarn used to be a lot more difficult back in the day. I think people have sort of gotten over that now. That just, you know, there's just a bunch of guides and everywhere. Back in the day, Qarn used to be a lot of trouble for a lot of people. So I don't think we're going to have as much trouble, especially if we end up getting a bunch of people who are just doing the leveling roulette, sinking down. Shouldn't have much problems, hopefully. Now, other than Qarn, since we are level 38, we're going to get synced down to 37 when we get inside of Qarn. But since we are 38, we can actually go unlock the other optional dungeon that's after Qarn, and that's Cutter's Cry. And I believe you unlock it in the marketplace here in Ul'dah, although my memory might be failing me, so we'll see what happens. There should be a merchant here in one of these stalls that has a quest that will lead us to Cutter's Cry. Yep, I think it's right here. Vale. Oh man, I'm not looking. Vale. Wow. So Armvale is like it's a level 47 to 49 dungeon. It's the last dungeon basically that you can do before you hit max level back in A Realm Reborn. It was and still is a big pain in the ass to go through. Most people do not like that dungeon. I used to really hate it. I actually don't mind it that much now, but I cannot help but admit that that dungeon is really annoying. So yeah, thankfully we won't have to worry about that dungeon for quite a while, but it's on the horizon. We're getting there. Alright, so we have to go to Cutter's Cry. Where's this? Is it Central, right? Yeah. Go ahead and unlock that while we're in queue for Qarn. We could just do Qarn and Cutter's Cry back to back. Depends on how long Qarn takes. But we should actually, how are we doing on hunting logs? Okay, we're actually where we should be with hunting logs. We're actually really caught up with these. I haven't been paying attention to my hunting log on Bard at all. Like my 20 to 30 hunting log is still filled with stuff, so I should probably do that while we're in queue. Upper East, Upper Western Dandelin. We were just there. That's a shame. North Shroud, Eastern Dandelin, Southern Dandelin. We were just there too. What a shame. Should probably pay attention to this. Alright, so Eastern, Southern, and Western. Wow. Hello there. Yeah, that's nice to know. I just kind of want access to the dungeon. Thank you. Alright, we are gonna go ahead and do some stuff. We'll go grab some of this hunting log from Bard while we're in queue. Alright, so what do we need in Eastern? I think it was like the bird thingies, the buzzards. Yeah, and then the pastes over broken water. Oh, we actually have a tank. We're waiting on a healer, of all things. Is healer adventure in need right now? It's not. Huh. I just realized now that there's a statue of a Lalafell in Vesper Bay. I don't know how I've never noticed that. I've literally gone back and forth in Vesper Bay so many times over the what, 5 years? That is insane. Now that we're in here, just go ahead and grab onto Bard. And these are what we need right here. I guess I'll just eat some food. I'm not even gonna bother singing because I don't even think we need to. Right, these things die quick enough. Yeah, we only need 2 of them anyway. Go ahead and head to Southern now. Yeah, the nice thing about Rogue's hunting log is that it's very like it's very in tune with where the main story sends you, so it goes in order with where the main story sends you, so that's why it's so easy for us to keep track or keep caught up on the hunting log with Rogue. All the other classes though, they're just all over the place. I think it's only between 1s and 20, level 1 and 20, where all of the enemies in your hunting log are relative to whatever starting city your class starts in. And then after 20, it's just like a free-for-all. Like they'll just pluck random enemies at random levels and just throw them in there, and you have to teleport all around to get them all. It's really fun. Might as well. Okay, did not want to do you. So with Mage's Ballad, whenever we get a crit with the damage over time effect of Wind Bite or Venomous Bite, our Bloodletter proc resets. You need to kill 5 of these? Holy crap, this thing's still following me too. Oh wow, look at that. That wasn't bad for you at all. Let me switch over. Please. Kind of wish there was just a button that was just like automatically switch to job you queued in on and go into the queue, and it just kind of bypassed whether or not you were able to switch jobs because you're in battle or not. That'd be a nice button to have. Looks like this tank might be new here as well. Oh, actually, there's a bunch of new symbols, leaf thingies. Alright, so there's actually this little memorial thing over here, and it basically just tells you how one of the puzzles goes later on in the dungeon. Pretty sure it stays the same every time. I'm pretty sure, unless they've changed that, which I'm pretty sure they wouldn't. And the way I've always remembered is that fruit. This is an interesting. Okay. But anyways, as I was saying, I got distracted. But anyways. Fruit always goes on the right because there's it goes FR, so fruit on the right, and then flame goes on the left because FL, flame. That's how I've always remembered which one goes where. Although people tend to mess it up anyway. Like they get really antsy and they just start putting things wherever they want to, and then they end up messing up the last room. Which it's really not a big deal if you mess it up. All that happens if you mess up the puzzle at the end is that a few more enemies spawn and you don't get inside the secret room. And all the secret room has is like, I think there's one piece of ethereal grade gear and then like some crafted materials for some decent vintage pieces. Like if you have a crafter who can make those, they're actually not bad pieces of gear to have. In here, okay, I guess my katana didn't go off. Whoops. But in here, you want to focus down bees first, if possible, just because, like I said earlier, they do final sting, which isn't very healthy for your tank. We're also going to get this like face, the Qarn facer you see there. That thing's going to run away from us throughout the dungeon. And if you do manage to kill it, it drops a chest piece, which I'm pretty sure it always drops ethereal grade gear. I think it always drops in a gear, ethereal grade weapon actually, not just gear. So you can actually kill it here at the risk of the bee getting off his sting. If you don't kill it here, you'll have other chances to kill it later on. So it's not a big deal if you don't want to kill it here. There are other places where it's safer to focus it down first. Look at that, we got a bow, which, you know, maybe I might need that. The bard doesn't. The bard's like level 40 something because she has gear. Right. B first, like I said. I actually have Lake Sweep, so if it does cast Final Sting, I can stun it. Oh, it's dead. You don't actually need to grab these two, I don't think. What was the first one? The first one was the helm. These two just open optional rooms, I believe. Actually, do you need them? It's possible you need them for one of the doors later on. I don't know, it's been so long. Yeah, this fight can kill you if you don't know what you're doing. Basically, the boss is going to cast a Doom, and if Doom goes off without you dispelling it, it will instantly kill you. So do not do that. And basically how you remove it, you see there's, I think there's a plate behind the boss too. Yeah, so there's 3 plates around the room. And one will randomly glow, and you have to stand on the glowing one to get rid of Doom. And if you don't, you will die. But there actually used to be a cheese method for this boss, which it's kind of funny thinking about the fact that you would cheese a boss this simple. But the way you did it was you would stand like on the little hill thing to our left, and Doom would go off, but it wouldn't actually hit you because of how it's programmed. I guess it programs on like the the y-axis, so it wouldn't hit you. Yeah, this attack casts Doom on everybody. And the platforms constantly change, so you need to be really mindful. It's possible that it changes just as soon as you get onto it, so you need to be paying attention to if your buff bar actually gets rid of it or not, or debuff bar rather. These ads don't actually have a whole lot of health, so they're really easy to kill. The tank doesn't actually have to go out of the way to pick them up, just because they're so easy to kill. I guess we're not killing them though. Also, what's funny is that after a while, the boss just kind of gives up on casting Doom, which is kind of funny. Like, I figured he would just cast that for the whole fight, but yeah. When you get, I think it's down to 20%, he just stops casting it. There's another bee. And we have like another facer looking type enemy. Oh, there's another bee. I didn't see that one. Okay, seriously? Why would you do that? I don't even... So annoying. Yeah, when you get aggro, don't run away. Go towards the tank. But as you can see, we have this facer. We need to make sure to kill this on the platform it's standing on now. Otherwise, it'll just keep on respawning until we actually kill it on the platform, and we won't be able to keep moving. I don't know if that actually counts as it standing on the platform, so I don't know why we're attacking it right now. Oh, look, it worked. We have 2 more here. Yeah, that wasn't close enough. Move the one back. Nope. If it's still glowing, that means they're not actually standing on it. Oh. Yeah, putting dots is very dangerous here. They did it again. I don't know why it's so hard for people. Like, it's not that difficult. Here, look, I'll do it. Get over here. Yo, just stand like right here. Thank you, please. Yeah, it's not that difficult. It takes a little bit getting used to, I guess. I'm just kind of more used to how to manipulate enemy movement as a tank. Yeah, it's a little annoying. Thankfully, there aren't actually many dungeons that use these mechanics. I don't think. In fact, I don't think there's ever another dungeon that uses kill an enemy on a platform mechanic past this dungeon. Fruit of Knowledge, and the flame should be on the other side if we actually grab that. Again, you don't need to grab these. You can't complete the puzzle at the end correctly if you don't, which again, it's not a big deal if you don't complete it correctly. But you don't need to grab these if you don't want to. I like how we just got Shadow Fang, but we can't use it in this dungeon because the game hates us, basically. It's totally why. There we go, Flame of Magic. Although, even though you don't have to grab the items, I'm pretty sure these enemies will still respawn until you kill them on the platform. So this is another spot where if you didn't kill the Qarn facer at first, the one that drops the chest, he'll pop back up here, and this is a much safer spot to kill it without having to worry about the bee possibly going off. I wish I had dot so I can multi-dot like this bard. There should actually be like a patrol. I don't know. Is it like a bee? I think it's like a ghost thing. Yeah, there it is. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? If I ever made a video about like my pet peeves about this game, a lot of it would be people related, and one of those big ones would definitely have to be people running away when they have aggro. It's really obnoxious. It's really annoying. So for this boss, very simply, you just kill the soul stone first. If you don't kill the soul stone, you try to kill the actual boss itself. He has like a really large amount of vulnerability down, so you basically do like no damage to him. So you can actually use melee limit break here as well during this phase if you want to. Most groups will take 3 phases to kill this, like break the stone 3 times. You can kill it in 2 though, if you have high enough DPS. I think I'll try limit breaking it next time. It'd be nice if I had Shadow Fang. Make this go a little bit faster. Because Shadow Fang also casts slashing down, which makes tank DPS higher as well. I'm gonna finish off my Alien Edge and then limit break. I don't actually know how much this does. Yeah, about 15% damage. That we did it. More mage gear. Oh, I do believe this is another spot the Qarn Facer can show up. Possibly. I think he shows up in the pull before this one. Or maybe this one itself. I don't know. Most groups usually kill it in the second pull, so I'm not actually sure, but I'm pretty sure you get a third chance to kill it if you somehow missed killing it the first 2 times. I vaguely recall opening the chest like as we were going up like that staircase, so somewhere around here. Oh, we have another one of these kill it on the platform things, because that was fun the last couple times we did it. That's definitely not on the platform. Don't kill it yet, it's dead. So there's actually 4 optional doors here you can use. There we go. You can use those little stones we picked up earlier, and they just lead to optional stuff. A lot of it's crafting materials to make vintage gear of some sort. A lot of it is practically worthless at this point, but if you want to, you just have to memorize the different stones basically, and then match them up with the doors. It's not that hard, although most groups just don't care about them these days. If we can, I can just open them after everyone leaves. Also, holy crap, I don't think this was intentional, but yeah, okay, that's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of AoEs. Thankfully, the Bard does have Quick Knock. Bard doesn't have Straight Shot up though. I have Katon like every 20 seconds. And can I get Death Blossom? I think that's like 40 something, 42 I think. And then that went alright. That wasn't so bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Here we go. Here's the panel where everyone always messes up. So, fruit right, and then flame on the left. And if you do this right, the door on the left opens. There's some chests and stuff down there. If you don't do it right, the door on the left doesn't open, and I think just 3 enemies spawn of some sort. Alright, so there's gonna be some more things we have to kill on the platforms, otherwise they'll keep infinitely spawning, which is always fun. Most groups, you only get 1 of those, but you used to get more. It just depends on how good your DPS is or not, I guess. Why? Don't do that. Why would you why would you do that? Okay, well, I'm not gonna kill it now. You have these Mithril Verges, which shoot line AoEs at people. Honestly, you don't even have to kill them because they're super easy to dodge. The ones you should kill though are the ones that actually spawn boxes around them. Okay, can you let me kill this in the right spot this time? That'd be great. Please come over here. Please do not see those ones. The ones with the boxes. Those are the ones you need to be in. And basically, one person just needs to go in there, and then the door will close like this, and then you kill it. If you don't kill it in time, it does a big AoE pulse to the whole party. You can heal through it. It's actually not that hard to, but generally, it's a good idea to make sure it dies. I totally did not need to use sprites on there. Oh well. And then yeah, I ignored these ones. There's literally no point. I mean, they're so easy to dodge. I don't even think they do that much damage even if you do get hit by them. I wish I had True North. I could have used Limit Break, huh? Oh well. There we go. Look at that, we leveled up. Give it to the tank. Another bow. I could use this bow. I actually got the other bow too. This one has more weapon damage, I believe. 2 more weapon damage than the Ethereal Great Bow. So dungeon gear tends to have more stats. So that's nice. It doesn't look anything special, rather. It just looks like a normal bow. Some of the bows can look nice. Oh, they already left. Well, we can actually go back and take a look at the other things. So we got some crafting materials, high potions, another mage piece of gear. We can sell that. We can sell that to the Grand Company and get some seals. And then we can go ahead and open all of these doors. If you get them wrong, I'm pretty sure enemies of some sort will spawn. You can see that there's a symbol there, so that's the flame symbol. Actually, I can't open this because we already put down the flame. Unless you can pick them back up, which I doubt. You can. Maybe you can. It doesn't look like I can target them, so probably not. Yeah. But we should be able to open the other 2. And also, if you want the mapping achievement, you do actually have to go into each one of these doors. These rooms, rather. So there's the fruit, which we also put down. And the other 2 are down here. So this is the gem. Again, there's really, these chests tend not to hold anything special. Most of it is just crafting materials. Or potions. And this one has to be the helm. More potions, so yeah, didn't miss much. And that was Qarn. It looks a lot easier now, and it honestly, it probably is a lot easier now to do it than it was back in the day. But that's really the first dungeon where dungeon mechanics start to really matter. So just kind of keep that in mind. Let's see how Q is for Cutter's Cry. 10 minutes it says. How long have we been? Hold on one sec. About 34 minutes, so we can fit in Cutter's Cry if we want. We'll see what happens. If it takes more than a few minutes to get in there, I might just put it into its own video. But it's not unreasonable for me to have an hour-long video. I mean, I have them all the time in this Let's Play, so it's like, why not? And then we need Eastern Dandelion, I believe. And we'll actually be able to use Shadowfang in Cutter's Cry. Cutter's Cry, it's about as difficult as Qarn, I would say. I think the last boss can really trip up some people just because of its mechanics. It requires you paying attention to some of the text that pops up on screen. and if you aren't paying attention, it's very easy to get hit with abilities. But the previous two bosses, if you don't have Asuna, the second boss can be a bit of a problem. I remember that used to be a really big problem for scholars back in the day, because scholars didn't get their version of Asuna, which was called leeches, until they did their quest at level 40. And you can go into Cutter's Cry at level 38. So if you went in and you didn't have leeches yet as a scholar, there's like this really potent dot called Sludge that the second boss casts, and it does a lot of damage. So if you didn't have leeches, you would just have to heal through it, and it caused a lot of problems for a lot of scholars back then. Nowadays, I'm pretty sure you can just roll action Asuna really early on. I actually don't know what level Asuna's at, but yeah, it's not as difficult anymore, I would say. And then the first boss, the most annoying thing about the first boss is whether or not people decide they want to do the burn strategy or not. Because there's a really easy way to burn the boss, and then there's a way where it's intended for you to do it. I don't actually mind doing it the intended way, but it's really annoying when people are on different wavelengths about it, and you got people doing different things. What else do I need? Upper east, north, north, central east. Apkalus, huh? Didn't I have a second thing in upper? Force Yarzons, that's right. It's probably better to just go to western. Elport, yeah, go to Elport and then go up to Upper Lenosha. And then definitely after we finish Cutter's Cry, we can get back to the main story. And we're about where I would say the halfway point is in A Realm Reborn story, at the very least. Halfway point of 2.0's story, just 2.0, not 2.x. So there's still like 5 patches worth of story in between the conclusion of A Realm Reborn story and Heaven's Word story. Which the story in between is, I guess I'll just talk about it when we get to that point, because it doesn't make sense to talk about the structure of the story when we haven't even gotten there yet. But as far as where we are in the story now, this is where the story starts to get like actually pick up, because right now all we've really been doing is just kind of been going around taking care of problems around, and it's just like a new problem arises and then we go take care of that. And this is the first time where things start to focus up, and in my opinion it's when 2.0's story starts to get decent. It's also about the halfway point. Plus I just love Quarthus. Like, Quarthus is it's a really nice zone. I mean, it's just snow. There's just a lot of snow, but I really like Quarthus. I like the music there too. I like the feel of Quarthus, which is probably why I really like Heaven's Word as an expansion. I like Heaven's Word so far a lot better than just Stormblood. Just aesthetically, it looks way better in my opinion. I really like the Eastern themes in Stormblood though. I will give it that. We should only need a couple of these Yarzons, I would assume. I'm not using Mage's Ballad because, I don't know, I feel very conservative with Mage's Ballad. It feels weird because I usually open with Wanderer's Minuet, and you don't get that until I think 52. So we're gonna actually only have, you get Payon at 35, I believe. 40. Wow, we get Foe's Requiem at 35. So yeah, okay. Get a song like every 10 levels. That's interesting. And then we need to go to Eastern for the Apicalus. Costa del Sol. Still haven't gotten that Cutter's Cry Q. I might just put it in his own video. In fact, if we don't get it by the time we finish up with the Apicalus, I'm just going to put it in its own video. So you don't have to sit here and wait with me. How many Apicalus do we need? 5? Yeah. Oh, also I could Fate Grind here on Bard if I really wanted to. Fate grinding actually isn't a bad idea because it does give me Grand Company seals. I'm not gonna go out of my way to do it though. Not at the moment anyway. Yeah, Apicali down used to be really popular, I think, back in the day. And Apicali eggs as well. I think they were used for some sort of food. I remember farming Apicalus here quite often back then. Just about done, so after we finish killing this Apikalu, I'm gonna call the video, and then we can just do Cutter's Cry in its own video. That way we don't make this video too long, and then you don't have to wait with me for however long this queue's gonna take. It says average wait time of 10 minutes, but we all know that the average wait time means practically nothing, because sometimes it's much shorter, sometimes it takes an hour. So thank you all for watching. Sunken Temple of Qarn. Next we'll be doing Cutter's Cry, and after that we can go ahead and get back with the story. So see you then. Sayonara. Bye bye.